Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. We've got the Foundation Festival, which we learnt about. It's more of a fluff event. There's details of the new RSI subscriber flare for July, and I also wanted to look at some dev responses that all appeared to be from Chad McKinney, the lead gameplay programmer at the LA studio for Cloud Imperium. Also, buyback tokens have just been refreshed or reset. These allow you to buy back a ship that you'd previously melted using store credit, and you can do this once every 3 months with that refresh. The next refresh is on the 5th of October 2020. The Foundation Festival 2950 post was just sort of like a very small set of things, nothing really major. It's a bit of a competition. There's some info on Emperor's Day, which maybe we might see something extra on, and updates to the guide system. So I do actually quite like the idea of regular, very mini sales or festivals or events or competitions going on like this, maybe once every week or so, or 2 weeks, or a month, or whatever. I just think it gives us something to do while we're waiting for other things, and it's a little bit of mini hype, little mini community hype. There is a crew screenshot contest going on with this, so they're looking at the community's 3 most breathtaking action screenshots of you and your crew, whether it's hijacking a cargo vessel, asking Microtech's wealthy businessman for a voluntary donation, tracking a fugitive across Hurston's moons, making Stanton's biggest mining claim, or something entirely different. There are prizes from a Argo Mole, Retaliator, and Freelancer for the top 3 entries. You will need to tell them your team name and why you and your friends are the best crew to get the job done in 1 sentence. Contest ends when the clock strikes August 3rd. I will link the thread and all the rules down below as well if you want to get involved with that. Screenshot stuff, it's cool. We get a lot of cool, pretty pictures. Emperor's Day is Sunday, the 12th of July. It's supposed to commemorate the UNE, the United Nations of Earth, being formed. We don't know if there's going to be anything special happening there, but Cloud Imperium have been signposting info on the Imperator elections that are happening this year, and those may be influenced by players. There's sort of like 5 candidates left, which are all sort of in-game NPCs or whatever. Well, they're not NPCs yet, but maybe they will be in the future, but they're sort of like going to be influencing the lore of the game and all the background of Star Citizen in the future. So it's something that will be interesting to see how they have players influencing it in the future. Maybe it will be with voting, maybe it will be with missions, who knows. There is a guide system update. So for those of you that don't know, there is a player guide system on the RSI website that pairs trainees or people that want to learn something with hopefully an experienced guide to teach them their chosen gameplay or mechanic in game. Just select a guide and then wait for them to respond, and then you can play with them in game and learn stuff, is the idea there. So they've updated some bits with this. So the guidee, the trainee, automatically sends a friend's request now to the guide. So bam, they don't have to work out how the friend system works or anything at that stage. They can just go bam, let's get in with that guide, and they're friends, is the idea. Guides who are in a current session won't show up in the pool of guides anymore either, so you don't have to worry about them not responding so much. You can search by language now, so there's lots of different languages available, lots of German guides I've seen. There are also, they've added some rewards for being a guide as well that you can obtain now. Everyone who acts as a guide during the month of July will receive exclusive rewards by the time Alpha 3.11 hits live servers. If you do 1 successful guide session, you'll get a yellow flame guide insignia spectrum badge. 3, and then you'll get an orange flame guide insignia spectrum badge. And 6, you'll get a brand new Foundation Festival arrow skin and a red flame guide insignia spectrum badge as well. I'm interested to know if they're going to have Foundation Festival skins on sale or obtainable in game as well. We'll have to wait and see for that. The top 10 most prolific guides are also going to get some ships as well as sort of like prizes. Guide sessions may be monitored though, so don't try to game the system. That's not going to work apparently. So for subscriber promotions for July, we've got the Electron weapons. They're going to be this month's sub-flare. So those weapons that are coming in 3.10, the exclusive Deadeye skins for those. So the Centurions get the Yubrev Deadeye pistol, and Emperators get the pistol and the Atskav Deadeye sniper rifle as well. So some it's the actual items and the skins, which is pretty cool for people that want them. July ship of the month for RSI subs is the RSI Mantis. There are promotions available for the Carrack and CCUs, cross-chassis upgrades for it, available for subs, and subscribers get 10 to 15% off merch All previous flair is also available in the sub store if you are a sub. We had some dev responses as well for various features for the game, all from Chad McKinney, which is good that he's taken to the forums and answered a load of questions. So there was a question from the thread, all 3.10 cards are in polishing except the bartender, and basically it questioned saying, have the devs' attitudes changed in the way they treat PTU and live builds? No, we're not trying to treat PTU the same as in live. If we did, then we would have no utility. It's more about achieving a level of stability and polish where the wider testing becomes useful, and also so we don't burn players out by testing things we know already. PTU is great for going wide and tracking down problems we haven't found yet, problems that are only rare or only surface at scale, and getting initial feedback as well as generally validating the testing and fixes we've done to date for the release internally. Every release we have a target for, we'd like to hit that point, but every release is different. Making a game isn't like making a car in a factory. Sometimes things go longer than you expect, sometimes they go shorter, but it's always different, and we're doing our best job to hit our targets. Inevitably, there are going to be releases where we miss the mark, and hopefully you will understand along the way, though I can understand when a date slips or a window narrows that it might seem to reflect some change in our goals or perspective, but usually it's just normal dev churn. The thread then went on to ask, why is Ask the Devs called that if we only get speculation from non-devs, which I think is probably an unfair question, but Chad responded again, not all devs are comfortable or have the inclination to make public posts, and even when they do, no one person knows everything or is confident to speak to it even if they know something on the subject. We are generally encouraged to engage, but the company is respectful of our time. For myself, I go a while heads down on work, but check in every now and then to see if there's a few things I can speak to. I do like interacting with you all, but it's good to take a break every now and then. It can sometimes be a bit overwhelming with the amount of questions there are, which is good because it means people are excited. There was then a question asking, can we have ground vehicles being able to set waypoints like ships can? So you can go, I want to go to this outpost or over here, and then you can see that on your HUD. To lock targets for routes currently requires a quantum drive, though mainly for historic reasons, and since ground vehicles don't have quantum drives, this can't work currently. I haven't seen this request before, but we could support generating routes via the navigation component without needing a quantum drive if the work was requested and prioritized accordingly, but so far it hasn't been the case. So maybe we'll have the ability to set waypoints in the future. In fact, I would expect some form of navigation because CIGs have talked about that before, but obviously it's not a priority currently. There was a request about rucksacks and when are we going to be able to store more items in them. The current backpack is essentially the same thing as the ship's commodity container. This is a container optimized to storing extremely high numbers of items, which means they cannot have unique properties. For full inventory, we are waiting for proper entity storage, recursively so boxes in bags, in lockers, etc., while maintaining all the persistent properties of them, including the ability for game and service code to query or modify them when they're not spawned or are stowed away. Something I have mentioned a couple of times before is that, not surprisingly for anyone paying close attention, the new global persistence work we're doing for the iCache is also built with the new inventory infrastructure in mind from the start. So yes, server-side object container streaming, iCache, global persistence is a hard dependency for physical inventory, and we've already set out our plans to work on it as soon as we've gotten to the global persistence to work and done to tier 1. So you'll get your rucksack and be able to steal someone else's rucksack off their dead body or stow away that giant pile of turtles I know you've been hoarding. And that's it for today. I'm hoping for a Alpha 3.10 first wave PTU later today, as I suspect everyone else is, and that is a hope. Come on, CIG, I've been waiting for ages. I'm interested to know if you're a guide or if you've used the guide system before. Do you prefer learning yourself or via YouTube videos? Are you an RSI sub or have you ever been an RSI sub? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Every month there's a ship giveaway. For the month of July, we have a Banu Merchantman and Star Citizen game package to give away. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that is comment on any of my videos made during July 2020. Details to that down below in the links. I'm also a shill for NordVPN. If you're looking for a VPN, then Nord should be considered. It's cheap and fast and helps keep you secure, anonymous, and give you greater access to websites and informations. Use the links below if you're thinking about getting a VPN. Also, a special thank you to Azatec for supporting my content. Find out more down below because they sent me a Alienware Aurora A10, but there's more to it than that, and you can see all the details of my spec down below and all that sort of jazz. If you'd like to further support my channel or content, then please consider becoming a YouTube member, a Patreon, or even donating, but sharing, commenting, subscribing, and liking, all of that really does help too. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the verse.